Hey y'all, I'm just getting home. There's little Gypsy, Pitbull puppy. There's Vito, the Cane Corso puppy, 6 months old, 90 pounds. Can't believe it, but Dolce, the dominant female Cane Corso. Lucia, 2-year-old female Cane Corso. Where's Ozzy? So Ozzy is the alpha Cane Corso, and you'll see him here in a minute. But I wanted to talk about something that happened a little while ago. I just haven't gotten around to posting this video yet. Oh, by the way, I'm watching Bruce, my brother's elderly dog, who has a really hard time getting around. He really needs help just standing up. So, Gypsy, yes. Gucci. So, yeah, he's actually, it's almost like having a puppy when you got an elderly dog, because they need help with a lot of things. But Albert is in Arizona at, I think, a baseball tournament or convention or something like that. But, so I'm watching Bruce for a week now. And yeah, he takes a lot of care, actually, because, like I say, he needs help every time he wants to get some water, and he's really thirsty all of a sudden. He drinks a ton of water now, so he'll whine and he'll bark every time he needs to get up to go relieve himself. And when he does need to go relieve himself outside, it takes him like 30 minutes to walk, to get to the outside and do his business and then waddle back slowly when he's done. But I'm not really complaining per se. It's a labor of love, because he's such a good dog and he deserves the very best. He's such a sweet dog. Gypsy's like, I'm such a sweet dog. Well, anyways, what I wanted to talk about is Cane Corso Prey Drive. And if you've watched the channel for a while now, you know that my dogs have had at least 3 run-ins with porcupines. It's extremely dangerous. And so we had a scare here a couple weeks ago where there was a porcupine that actually this time the dogs weren't affected by it. The prior times with the porcupine running, hi baby, several of my dogs had porcupine quills in their muzzles and up in their nose and just inside the mouth and the throat and everything. It's just very dangerous. Dolce, sweet girl. And so, yeah, they're dangerous because the quills can actually get lodged and migrate. They're like little barbs. Once they penetrate through the skin, the little barbs come out and they lodge into the skin and the soft tissue, and then they can even migrate to an organ, which is super dangerous. And Gypsy is just following me around. I'm trying not to encourage this kind of behavior from Gypsy. She's a little bit too much. To show some restraint, as much as I love Gypsy and want to cuddle and everything with her, I'm trying not to foster this kind of codependency and all that. Vito. Okay, while I'm talking, let me give the dogs their, I'll finish telling you the story in a second. I'm going to give the dogs some raw beef. I get this from Walmart. It's actually relatively cheap. These beef short ribs. Vito. So, it actually expires today. So, perfect timing. Vito already knows to sit. Good boy, Vito. Bruce is barking. Oh, this one's actually the big chunk. I'm going to give that one to Ozzy. Ozzy, sit down. Sit. Ozzy, sit. 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 Good sit. Good boy. Good boy. He's gonna take it right outside. Yep. This one for Vito. Sit. Good sit. Good sit. Okay, Vito got his. Vito is actually waiting for a bigger one. Look at that. He's like, oh, leave that there for a second and see if she gives out a bigger one. See, these are some pretty large ones here. Okay. Lucci, yes, sit. Lucci, yes, sit. Good sit, baby. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, let me give this one to Dolce. Good girl. And actually, I'll give this bigger one to Vito and Gypsy. And the smaller one to Gypsy. I'm feeding Vito before Gypsy because I don't want the pit bull thinking that she's more dominant. So I feed her kind of toward the end there. Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I'll wash my hands real quick. Albert. Oh, Bruce needs something. Let me give Bruce something, a treat. I don't want to give him that raw beef because he has different needs. You know, he can't take all that protein. Yeah, Brucey. Anyways, so Albert was awake. I was actually asleep at that time, and Albert said that Dolce was barking, like nonstop barking, and wouldn't let it go, and it was a really persistent bark and everything. And he was worried based on all that. So yeah, he went out there to check it out, and they were barking at the base of this tree in my yard, inside the gate. And so, sure enough, it was a porcupine, y'all, a big one. And let me post it here, what it looked like in the tree.
The porcupine. Man. Yeah, we gotta catch him right there. $38 special. I can't even read that. $3.80. But your time has come. So those are all quills. They look soft.
Well, look, it's underneath.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That'd be a muzzle full of quills, right? That'd be $1,000 vet bill. Oh, okay, she got some yellow teeth.
Yeah.
Maybe drinking coffee.
Yeah, the tannins on that wood. She loves that teak.
Yeah, so it's a big one. And so Albert, smart, he immediately got all the dogs inside and closed the doggy door, kind of sequestered them inside. And so it was a near miss because that would have been another $1,000 vet visit. Because each time I got to take these dogs to get the quills pulled out under anesthesia, you know, the anesthesia for a very large dog like a Cane Corso is going to be like anesthesia for 2 dogs. Because they weigh about double what most dogs weigh. So, but anyways, so we had to figure out how to get this porcupine out. And I'm all about being humane. I don't want to hurt an animal unless it's ultimately necessary. But in this case, since that porcupine was already within the perimeter of my fence in my yard, it didn't leave me with much choice. For example, I can't really just, put a trap out and wait for that porcupine to come down and go inside the trap for me to remove it humanely. Or, call animal control or any of that. Uh-oh, wrong pipe? Go wrong tube? And so I had to just take it down with my firearm. So unfortunately, but I think it was the most, humane thing to do as far as it was a quick death, a shot to the head. It doesn't feel any pain. It's probably the least painful way to go, because if it got caught in the wild, I'm sure it would have been more painful. But on that note, these porcupines are out of control, y'all. They don't have very many natural predators. I was reading, I think maybe coyotes, if they work in a group, they can get one, but even then, and even like, so large cats like cougars may be able to get one, but even then, if the animal gets a bunch of quills in its mouth, the animal could die actually. So there was a news article, a local news article about how they are kind of overrun in the area. So I look at it as I was just helping to control that population. So look at her crunching through that bone like it's a potato chip. Gee, is that good? Is that good? Gee, she's crunching like a potato chip. And these are the smaller bones, y'all. Rib bones are nice because they're more digestible. You should never give dogs cooked bones because they can splinter and they can actually puncture the gastrointestinal tract. Well, yeah, so that was a big one, y'all. That porcupine would have done some really damage. Really put the hurt on the dogs. Listo. So, yeah, I've got covers on all these dog beds, which I'll take up after this, and I'll bleach them. Oh, but yeah, so in my pack, I kind of have the spectrum, I think, of prey drive as far as, each breed is, in general, the different breeds have different, degrees of prey drive. So like terriers have a high prey drive because that's what many terrier breeds were bred to hunt. I gotta bleach this thing too, this cover. Gypsy. She's like, I don't trust you. Within my pack, Gypsy and among the Cane Corso, Dolce has an extremely high prey drive. Of the Cane Corso, she has the highest prey drive. And Lucia also actually does have a high prey drive. So anyways, I just gotta watch for that. Because it's important to note, because if you're walking a breed like a Cane Corso that has this tremendous power to pull you, even, heavy men, 200-pound men, a Cane Corso can definitely, without a doubt, pull a 200-pound man easily, like a freight train, and because they move like on a dime quickly. When they see, for example, if you have a high prey drive Cane Corso, and you're walking him in the neighborhood and he sees something that he wants to go after, that prey drive kicks in, like a squirrel or something, or a deer, then, it's like they just go from 0 to 100 in half a second, and they will drag you down the street. And so it's really important to kind of observe your dog and, make sure that you have this contingency. And I'm speaking from mistakes that I've made. I always tell this story about when I was walking Ozzy. I was walking Ozzy when Ozzy was kind of adolescent. Let's see, how old was Ozzy? Ozzy was, I think he was almost a year old, approaching a year. And I had him leash trained, and all the basic obedience and everything. And I don't know if I've told y'all this story before, but I was at a restaurant with my sister in Austin. And so Ozzy was with us at the restaurant because they allowed dogs on the patio. So we were just out there having a good old time. And so Ozzy was, like I said, he was just laying down, and I had the leash in my hand. Never let go of the leash, but, just talking, eating with my sister. And there was a tree kind of in the vicinity next to our table that had a bunch of squirrels in it, and Ozzy just jumped. And I had this prong collar on him with the blunt prongs, not the one that hurts them. It doesn't really hurt them. It just puts pressure if they pull on it. So it's enough to get them to kind of come back to you. But yeah, he bolted after that squirrel. And I had to quickly jump up and get a hold of that leash. So just an example of, the different prey drives and how it's so important, especially with a large breed. Kind of goes without saying that a prey drive in a dog like that can really do some damage. Whereas if it's a smaller dog, you can easily just pull them back from the leash. Also, around the same age, I was walking Ozzy one time. I don't know if I ever told this story, but I was walking Ozzy. It was kind of in the evening, and Ozzy saw a deer, because that's when the deer were most active at that point, and he bolted, and he literally dragged me, and I did a face plant on the ground. And man, if I was older and I had brittle bones, I could have broken a hip. That's kind of one reason why the breed is not recommended for older people, in general, depending on what your situation is, and what your health status is and all that. But I'm getting up there in age too, so it's something that I gotta consider. So, hey Brucey, you can hear him breathing. So it's just something to be aware of, that a prey drive in a dog like this, it can be very dangerous unless you really are prepared for it and take the necessary precautions. Training, making sure that you got the appropriate collar on. Some people even train with electric collars, e-collars. I mean, I don't personally do that, but if you do train with an e-collar, it should be done in a certain way. There's a certain method to do it to where it's humane, to where you're not gonna inflict a lot of harm to the dog. You gotta do it in stages and whatnot. So I don't want to mess with the electric collar on my dogs. But it works for some people. Yes, my gypsy. So yeah, the porcupine, I don't believe suffered at all. I think it helps to control the population. And if it were outside of my fence, I would have gone a different route. I wouldn't have taken it down. I wouldn't have shot it. I would have probably called animal control to come and get it. But yeah, someone mentioned, is there something that you can do to prevent them from coming in? But no, I don't think so. Because by my HOA, I have to have a certain type of fence. It has to be this decorative wrought iron. And I can't have any electric wire around it to prevent animals from coming in. That's restricted. So all these things that, restrict what I can do. And so this particular species of porcupine knows how to climb. Some don't, apparently, from what I've read. And this one does, and so it climbs. It even climbs over the fence, the small fence. And it'll climb up in a tree. And yeah, I've got the bottoms of the fence all kind of secured where I don't think that it can come in that way, but I think it goes overhead. So I'm cleaning the couch. Thank you, appreciate that. She's polishing the couch for me. Thanks, Gypsy. Are you in a cleaning mood? Well, anyways, y'all, it's been a long day. Long week. So thank y'all for watching. If you're still watching, thank you for hanging in. And thanks for subscribing if you have already. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. And I hope you all having a good night, good evening, good day, wherever you are. And we'll see you on the next one. Yes, Gypsy. You missed a spot right there. You missed it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Brucey. Okay, Brucey. Okay, sweet boy. Old man Bruce. Old man Bruce. This my Brucey. This is my Bruce. Sweet boy. Sweet boy. Gypsy.
Give me vibes, vibes, energy,